Hello, and welcome to the end of existence. This is just a quick guide to Project Zomboid and anyone that is new to the game. I've seen a lot of people doing playthroughs and are struggling with a lot of looting and, well, just the game in general, I guess. My friend Dan started a playthrough. I noticed he had a lot of trouble in the beginning. And if you've not seen Dan's channel, I recommend checking that out. I'll put a link in the description for that. He's got some good videos of DayZ, and he started his Project Zomboid playthrough recently, so yeah, give him a watch. Right, survival, that is the base game with base zombies and just default settings, but I wouldn't recommend that as it's, at the moment in the latest patch, it's a bit broken. There are way too many hordes, you die too quickly, and yeah, I'd just try sandbox. Start new. End of existence. Right, so there's a lot of options to start with, but it's very basic once you get down to it. I'm going to put the zombies to normal, as, no, probably low actually, because like I said, too many hordes. Loot rarity is based on, well, loot rare, so obviously extra mil rare is, you won't see much. I'd put this to common because a lot of the items you will need, like hammers, and they're hard to find, so obviously common makes it a bit quicker. Day 11th and start month and start time isn't really necessary to change, but just change that as you please. Survivors is none, but in later patches they will add NPCs, so you can interact with them, probably do quests, get supplies for them, and that'll help them out. Zombie distribution, that is, I'm guessing, urban focused is scattered and uniform is in groups. The water shut off and electricity shut off is when when the water turns off, and then you can't drink out of taps and get water from taps. You'll have to find the well, which is in a farm. There's only one at the moment, but they'll improve that with when they add to the map. Same with electricity shut off, that's when all the lights go off, but it's not really a concern at the moment, it's just lights that gets affected. Alright, so untick that. Speed of zombies, I put these at shamblers, as I'm not a fan of running zombies. I'm a fan of the old George Romero type zombies, which just shamble and walk about. Strength, leave that at normal. I mean, they can be a bit powerful, but only in groups. It's not too much of a deal at the moment. Toughness, well, that's fragile because they can take a few hits to kill, and a zombie should die in a few hits to the head, which sometimes they can take up to 30 hits, and it's a bit ridiculous. Transmission, blood and saliva, everyone's infected, and none. Not really seeing any, well, I've not actually seen my character turn into a zombie as of yet, but I think that is in it. Reanimation time. Memory. Yeah, so they actually do decompose over time. The longer you survive, the weaker the zombies will get. You can change that, of course, but sad, hearing, smell. Yeah, that'll do. Character. I will be this guy, and I will be Jimmy the Knees. Beard. You have to have a beard. You can't be a survivor without a beard. Right, so these are the occupations which offer a couple of traits, as you'll see on the right hand side. Double speed swing, double speed breaking through doors with an axe, fast track swing. But I'd recommend the construction worker, as less chance of being bit and scratched, and you barricade faster when you get to that point of the game. Then there are quite a lot of perks. You're probably going to be a bit stumped of what to choose and what's the best, but so far I've always chose light drinker as that doesn't affect much if you're not going to be drinking alcohol. Short-tempered, which is only towards NPCs, but they're not in it yet, so yep. And strong, which lets you carry double the amount of stuff and more knockback, but the carrying weight is really needed, because you start off with about 6 out of 8 carrying weight. It only leaves you to carry a couple of things, then you're over encumbered, so it's better to have the double weight carriage. You can click to skip that, by the way, people don't know that. Right, so right off the bat, you will want to move a lot of your UI around. Personal preference, obviously, you don't have to choose where I put it, but... and also, you can pin these open. That's highly recommended, because then you don't have to go through the whole hassle of trying to open them when you're really trying to loot fast because of zombies. So yeah, I'd recommend pinning them open. And also press H on your keyboard. That'll bring up the health meter, which is also like really useful to see what condition you're in. You can press the heart, obviously, but H is a lot faster. And it'll tell you if you need bandaging and all that. Right. WASD to move around, shift to run. You can turn lights on, but by clicking the light switch, but some don't work. I mean, I've seen some houses that do and some don't. I don't know what determines which houses work and which not. I guess it's just random. Right, looting. I've seen people trying to click on stuff, and if there's a wall in the way, for instance here, and you try and click, well, it worked then, but a lot of the time it won't work if there's a wall like that. Look, I can't click because there's a wall blocking it. Don't click on things to loot. You're best to just, like I said, pin them open, and then when you face the object, you can just loot it from here. Yeah, you can right click to bring the menu up, or just drag. Tote bags and carrier bags, I recommend at least one of them, because you can carry a lot more by putting your food in these bags. They turn anything put into them, it reduces the weight. So if it's, I don't know, say it was half weight reduction, you'd have an item that weighs 5, it'd then weigh 2.5 in the bag. So yeah. Matches, not too useful, but they can be used to light candles later on in the game. And I will point out, this isn't a series, this is more of just a one-off. I was going to do a series, I might in the future, but as of the moment, it's more of just a quick guard. So yeah. Kettle, used for making coffee and tea. That's later on in the game, but the empty mug can be filled with water. Yeah. I won't bother with that because I probably won't get to that point of the game on this video. I will put a link to the wiki as well, because that's got a lot of useful information to get started surviving. Always loot fridges because they're full of food. So like I said, put them in the carrier bag because it'll weigh a lot less. Right. Right, so yeah, when you've got salmon and chicken, you can, which there's none in this building, I'll have to find one. Is there a ball? Please tell me there's a... Yes, here we go, I can show you something. Right, so we've got dry ramen noodles, which give first, because they're dry, of course. If I find a sink, give me a moment. Yep, sink. You can right click these and drink. But as you can see, I can fill the bowl or fill empty mug. Now what you can do is put the dry ramen noodles into a bowl of water, because then you get proper ramen noodles. Unfortunately that doesn't work. You have to, there's a weird, I don't know why they've done this, but this is the way you have to do it. You have to fill the mug with water. Then right click on your noodles, and now because you've got a bowl as well as a mug of water, you can make ramen. Sorry about the noises, by the way, I've got a blocked nose. And there you have it. That also gets unhappiness and boredom down, and hunger, and you no longer have the plus food. So that's a quick tip if anybody is wondering what bowls and mugs are used for, things like that. yeah, one of the first things I'd recommend is going to a bedroom. I've started without a shirt, that's because I'm a construction worker. Yeah, get the sheets. Sheets can be used to cover windows to block vision from zombies, but I'd recommend making at least 2 lots of bandages, which is 16 with that, because you're always going to need bandaging if you're fighting the horde. Oh, I almost forgot as well. Equip the baseball bat, which that is a bug. It wasn't meant to be in the game for your character start, but it's there. I might as well use it. But later on, when they bring out the next patch, you will no longer be able to start with a weapon. You'll have to find one. But yeah, so that's all we need to do in here. I don't think I forgot anything. Right, let's go. Right, so running, obviously that causes a lot of noise, and if you're running zombie infested areas, you will get attention and they will chase you. If you get chased, I'd recommend either, if it's one, obviously you can fight it off, but if it's a group of say 5, I'd just recommend running and getting around a corner away from vision and just walking away from them until you're safe. Or press E, open a window. He is kind of humping the wall, and now this as well. This is another thing people didn't know about, because the controls doesn't tell you this. People tend to smash windows. That will cause a lot of noise and attention. But you can open the window with E, and then you can either right click and climb through, although that's a lot of hassle to do when you're in a rush. You can hold down E, and it will climb through. And I have climbed through onto a worktop, so that wasn't really good. But oh, my guys, yeah, you get little moodlets, they're called, in the top. They're just kind of like the Sims. They just show what your character's needs are. Now, if I fight zombies, holding control does a sort of aim. That is also used for sneaking, which is the silentest type of moving around, which is highly useful in dense zombie populated areas. Now, fighting zombies, if you hold the mouse button, it sort of charges up and then aim for the head, and you will usually down them, and then you can, oh, yeah, normally you can hit them on the floor as well. But yeah, holding seems to do more damage than just clicking or control clicking. Whoops. Here's what I wanted to show you. Right, so I picked up chicken before and salmon. If you go to the oven, right click it, turn on, place in. You have to watch with this though, they can burn really fast. I'd recommend just keep fast forwarding a tiny bit and then playing. Fast forward, then play. There we go, cooked salmon. And then do the same with the chicken. See, I burnt the chicken, which gives negative. Now, although you can eat that, I wouldn't advise it. On one character I did eat burnt salmon, and that inevitably led to my death because he got really sick. Got to the point where the flu, and then my health just dropped. It just wouldn't go back up no matter what I did, and I died. So yeah, drop the food, chicken, and I'll eat that salmon. You will get thirsty a lot. There's not a lot of drinks in the game, but like I said before, you can drink at the sinks. So do that whenever you're thirsty. And if you find empty water bottles, you can fill them up as well, the sinks. I'd advise doing that because as soon as the water cuts off, then you're screwed unless you can get to the farm and get to the well. I've not been there myself yet, but books are used for getting your boredom down, and they're not really important as of yet, because you don't seem to get bored really fast unless you just stood still. If you're moving about hitting zombies and whatnot, you tend to not get bored. I'll just speed through this. I'd probably be playing a lot more cautiously if I was not recording, but I'm just trying to get everything in this video at once. Still can't find a shirt, but yeah. Bad guy's being a badass. Shirtless zombie fighting. As you do. Have at you! Yep, yeah, there you go. Down attack. If you start to run off in a direction and it starts to just look empty, run back. The map isn't finished. If you keep running that way, you'll just end up lost in nothingness. It'll just be trees and grass, and that is it. The map's pretty huge. I'll also put a link to the map so you can look at that. There's like residential areas, industrial areas for the hammers and shovels and axe and sledgehammer, which are all necessary for building barricades eventually. You can build walls and doors and all sorts. I will show you a quick character at the end of my current survivor. Yeah, and there is also the commercial district full of shops. Oh, have you heard the banging, by the way? That's a zombie banging on a door. If you hear a window break, then yeah, oh, and yeah, this is what I mentioned with the hordes. You saw it was pretty empty, and all of a sudden, millions. Shut window. Yeah, my guy's tired. When you're tired, you find a bed. You can find sleeping tablets. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you want it to be daytime, take tablets, and then go to sleep again. Sleep. Yep. I hope it's not been confusing too much. I'm trying to make it as helpful as possible, but yeah. If you need anything more explaining, just comment and I will get back to you with the answer. I mean, the game used to have a tutorial, but they took that out. I'm hoping they bring that back, because if you're new to the game, I can see it being a lot to learn. Like I say, a lot of the controls aren't really explained at all. And there's the horde. Run. I will try and show you the commercial district. There's a police station, get a shotgun from there. Hope I'm not forgetting anything, because I'm pretty much just going to go balls out now and just kill everything. See, that was I'll demonstrate. Control and clicking doesn't do much, just pushes. Whereas if I hold the mouse, aim towards, then hit, see, instant knockdown. So yeah, if you're fighting zombies, just hold the click, don't bother with control, we'll use that for sneaking. Get off. Zombie. Oh, he's been a stubborn one. There we go. Bastard. Now I did sort of memorise this map, but I've no idea where I am. It's currently night time, so I can't see much. Yeah, I probably won't be able to find it. You'll be able to see on the map anyway, that little... Although you do spawn randomly, it's not always the same house you're spawning, so... If you find a familiar road, then you can get your bearings on the map. Yeah, you're in a rush, you can't just break windows, although you can cut yourself, although I've only seen that happen once, and that was my brother. I've not had that happen to me. Oh, yep, school bag. That is also a carrying item. It's even better than the carrier bags. You can find duffel bags, which is the best, but they're the rarest. Yeah, a lot of food. Yeah, well, that's another thing with looting. You can obviously drag one, but if you want, you can drag a box around all of it. Do it all in one swoop, which is really handy. Saves a lot of your time. And I'll get a bit, I'll show you the bandaging. There we go. Get back, I tell you. Shit. Climbing. I'll go in here. Well, you can use E to open doors as well, by the way, I just forgot to tell you that. Rather than clicking, it can be cumbersome doing that. I just press E. So around E again. There you go. Right, I'm scratched currently. You can also get bit. Sometimes it will cause bleeding, but I've not got that at the moment. If you ever find yourself in need of healing, right click the bandage, apply bandage, left hand, let the little green bar fill, and there you go. And then also eat a bit of food because that'll get you healing a bit faster. You can find tablets as well to reduce pain, but they're only really found in the doctor's building. And then I'm going to fight these guys. And we got this, man, we got this by the ass. Get back. Badass shitless fighting. See, even with the toughness put to weak, they can still be a bit of a pain to kill, but makes it a lot more enjoyable rather than just constantly having to push and push and push and they're not dying. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If I've missed anything, I'll make sure to make a follow-up video, maybe. 1 second. Right, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I may do a playthrough at some point, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. I just thought I'd get this out of the way because I saw my friend playing it and so having a lot of trouble, the common troubles people have with the game. If I'll just address that. The game is currently on Desura for £14 I think it was. 15. Or you can buy it through the website as well, of course. I'll put the links in the description for all of that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.